Okay guys, so basically dito sa video na 'to, eto video na 'to maikli lang 'to, I promise you. Na-lecturean dito si Idol. Pero matatawa ka dun sa ano, sa mga body language ni Idol dito, eh, 'no. Hindi ko alam kung irritable na ba siya, alam mo yung parang yung taong init na, pero kailangan niya magsuot pa rin ng mga ganyang pormahan. But definitely he got schooled here, no? Pakinggan natin 'to.
Answer that, Senator Tulfo. You know,
By the way, this is about farm school. Kahit ako, hindi ko alam na may farm school. I don't know how many of you out there who's gonna be watching this alam yung farm school. So meron palang gano'n, 'di ba? In-explain dito ni Senator Villar as to why niya ginustong magkaroon. Actually, siya pala yung reason kung bakit may farm school. Ayan, pakinggan natin si Senator Villar.
we did a study, the Philippine Institute of Development Study did a study of the comparison of the production of rice in Vietnam and the production of rice in the Philippines. The cost of producing rice in Vietnam is 6 pesos per kilo of palay. The Philippines, it's 12 pesos per kilo of palay. So it's double. So the idea is yung proceeds from the tariff on imported rice ibigay sa farmer para itaas ang yield nila, maging competitive sa Vietnamese farmer kasi sila pinakamababa eh. And then that's why we created the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund. Ngayon na based on the study, ang problem kaya mahal ang ating palay kaysa sa Vietnam is una, mahal ang labor natin by 350 kasi ang difference is 6 pesos eh. 350 mahal ang labor natin. When your labor is high, then you have to mechanize. That's why we put 5 billion of the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund to mechanization. And then yung 250 daw is the low productivity of our farms, of our rice. So, seeds yun. Kaya that's why we decided may na-discovering certified inbred seed ang PhilRice, yun ang dinidistribute natin para tumaas ang productivity. But this mechanization and seed productivity cannot be implemented without teaching the farmers. That's why we allocated 1 billion of the 10 billion to training through the farm school. Oo.
So, basically, to cut the story short, itong mga farm school na in-establish through the partnership of DESDA, parang lumalabas that these farmers, tinuturuan silang maging technical na tao in terms of how can they maximize their potentials, their lands. Through possible tools available in the market, such as yung mga mechanisms na sinasabi ni Senator Villar, di ba? Parang yun yung way niya to address kung bakit mataas ang price natin. To cut away those labors na mahal through machines, to replace by machines. Diba? But can we do that? Can we say na 100% na ganun nga? Kaya natin na through machines is makakapag-farm ang isang tao.
Kasi pag halimbawa ang mga farmer hindi binayaran ng TESDA yung tuition sa farm school, hindi mag-aaral yun, mahihirap yun, walang ibabayad yun na tuition. Kaya TESDA now is paying the tuition of the farmers studying in the farm school in order for them to mechanize, mag-aral silang patakbuhin yung makina, and at the same time, mag-aral sila to maintain. Kasi pag hindi na-maintain ang makina, useless din yung makina. And that is the complaint of our friends from the local, like the governor of Pineda of Pampanga, nakatunga nga daw yung mga equipment kasi pag nasira, hindi kayang gawin.
So basically, the farm school is really to provide trainings. Not really to parang i-educate mo kung paano yung ganyan. Other aspects ng farming, But mainly on how to maximize their production with the use of a machine. And how are you going to maintain that machine that you're using? Diba?
Kaya dapat tuturuan silang mag-maintain. And at the same time, these inbred seedlings, kayang i-produce ng farmer in the future, tuturuan mo lang. Because the inbred seedlings na binibigay natin sa farmer, ang nagpo-produce ay mga farmer din.
Ayan, inulit na naman ni Senator Villar. So again, ang inbreed po natin ay pinoproduce lang din po ng local farmers natin. Ito po ay ibinibenta sa mga kooperatiba nila. At the same time, yung mga inbred na yun, gagamitin lang din ng mga farmers natin. Kasi may mga farmers tayo na pwede mag-focus sa pagpuproduce ng inbred. 'Di ba? Lalo na pag tumaas na ang kanilang demand. Tama po ba?
Yung co-op of farmers. So, ini-empower mo na yung mga farmer that in the future, they can produce their own seeds and they can mechanize. Kasi po ako, nag-imbisita ako ng association.
Diba? Hindi ba maganda yung gustong mangyari ni or yung hindi gustong mangyari, yung talagang nasa pipeline. When I say it is in the pipeline, mangyayari na talaga siya. 'Di ba? Kaysa doon sa pinagsisiksikan ni Idel about sa hybrid na rice at saka doon sa inorganic fertilizer.
A farm school in France, and they have thousands of farm school in France. Tayo sa Pilipinas, agricultural country, nung ipasa ko po yung farm school, abay ang tanong sa akin, ma'am, ano ba yung farm school? At ako po ay nagtayo ng farm school para sabihin ko sa kanila na pumunta kayo doon sa farm school ko, gayahin nyo kasi may farm school ako. And then this mechanization, nung pumunta din ako sa France, I met a farm owner, may 100 hectares siyang wheat farm. And I asked him, how many employees do you have? Sabi niya, I'm the only one. I'm fully mechanized. Imagine, 100 hectare, kayang
very interesting magkaroon ng farm,
iayos nung isang farmer dahil siya fully mechanized. So, parang yun din ang dream ko sa Pilipinas na in the future, ang mga farmer natin are all mechanized and then we can attract the young people to do farming because they don't have to plant with their hands. They just operate machine to farm in the Philippines. Kaya yun po ang idea ko ng farm school and I hope na we will be successful. It will take time because it's hard to train people. But siguro in the future, 5 years from now, we can see a very good result. Sabi po ng PhilRice, before we started this program, ang ating yield is 3.7 metric tons per hectare. Now it's 4.4.
Nice.
So medyo sabi nila diba? By next year daw, baka kaya na nila ang 5. So
pero here's the question, how can you own one machine if you are a poor farmer? May pinoprovide po ba ang government like it's not subsidy, like loan for them to own? Nakikita naman po natin yung mga dinodonate, halimbawa gaya na lang nila Congressman Sandro Marcos, no, sa Ilocos. Nakikita natin yung mga donations na ginagawa niya sa mga farmers ng Ilocos. So, ganun ba ang gagawin? Can they get a loan or can they get subsidy from the government na, for them to get started with this? Di po ba? Pero napaganda, di ba? If I'm gonna ask you, napaganda nung long-term plan ni Senator Villar. No? Meron talagang meron siyang create na ecosystem when it comes to this.
We're hoping kasi at least there is hope, because in 1995 we signed an agreement with WTO that we will liberalize the importation of rice. They gave us from 1995 to 2018 to improve our competitiveness para ma-liberalize na natin ang importation of rice, na ang rice farmer natin ay competitive na. But after 2018, walang nangyari. That's why we liberalized, but we gave all the proceeds of the tariff on rice to the small farmers para sila ay maging competitive. Our dream is to make them competitive in the future. Yun lang
Nice,
po.
nice, diba?
Thank you. So if I
Napa-thank you na lang talaga si Idol. Anyway, moving
may
forward.
continue, pakimonitor nyo lang yung mga estudyante na nag-aaral dito. Sino-sino ba mga nagtuturo sa farm school na ito?
ATI trained the trainers, and they are tapped by the farm school to become the trainers
Kaya nga,
also.
saan galing itong mga trainer?
From within the community, sir. Farmer
within the-
leaders also.
They're farmer leaders.
Yes, sir.
And
Ay,
these
yes,
farmer
sir.
leaders, they share their experience doon sa mga estudyante niyan. Wala kayong kinukuhang experts from other countries like Vietnam, Thailand, na kung saan mataas yung yield, rice production?
Alam mo,
Na kung saan
ito yung funny, no? I don't know kung nagbabasa ba si Rafi Tulfo. Actually, just last June 3, 2023, there is the Thailand Rice Department and the International Research Institute IRRI signed a joint 5-year work plan in Bangkok, Thailand. The work plan is grounded on the decades-long partnership of both institutions and focuses on the following areas: excellence in rice science and future utilizations, enhancing production efficiency and problem solving, climate change, food security, and site specification production, responding to the need for markets and consumers, and strengthening rice farmers and their organization. And guess what? IRRI or IRI is located in the Philippines. No? Palakayin natin guys para mas lalo nyo ma-appreciate. Yes. Nasa Los Baños lang po yan. Diba? Nasa Los Baños lang po sila. Panahon nino. Yung IRI na yan. Kaninong panahon? IRI is the world's premier research organization to reduce poverty and hunger through rice science, improving the health and welfare of the rice farmers and consumers, and protecting blah blah blah. IRI is an independent nonprofit research and educational institution founded in 1960 by the Ford and Rockefeller Foundation with support from the Philippine government. The institute, headquartered in Los Baños, Philippines, has offices in 17 growing countries in Asia, Africa, and more than 1,000. Alam niyo po ba ang Thailand pumupunta lang dito sa atin dati? Panahon ni Apolakay. Diba? Tapos ngayon, parang lumalabas pa tayo yung mga walang alam. When in fact, nakabase sa atin, itong foundation na to. Dito sa atin headquarters. So bakit mo kailangan pumunta ng Thailand or Vietnam or anywhere else when we have IRI? Diba? Siguro naman alam ni Idol na nag-i-exist ang IRI dito sa Pilipinas. Diba? dito pa lang hindi naman nagkakainitan, no? Dito pa lang sa ano na to, medyo nagkakainisan na si Idol Rafi at saka si Senator Villar. Because as you can see naman, even doon sa previous videos ko, nagmamarunong si Idol sa bagay na alam na ni Senator Villar. Nakikita naman natin sa kanya na mukha naman talaga na kahit paikot-ikutin mo yung pinag-uusapan tungkol dyan, still, alam ni Senator Villar kung ano yung pinag-uusapan. Kaya niyang sagutin, even with close eyes. While Rafi Tulfo keep on pushing things na ang dating para kay Senator Villar is parang mema lang. Na he doesn't know what he's talking about. Kaya yung pambabastos niya sa DA is talagang nakakatawa. Yung ikaw na yung nambabastos, ikaw na yung arrogante, tapos ikaw pa yung walang alam. Yung wala ka talagang alam. Diba? Kaya hindi mo maaalis sa mga tao to. First time ko actually nakita na mabastos ng ganito yung mga empleyado ng gobyerno. Either ikaw ay employee, either ikaw ay appointee. First time ko lang makita in national TV na mabastos ka. Sana sulatan ni PBBM itong si Senator Rafi Tulfo or i-true channel na lang kay Senator Zubiri. No? Bilang ikaw ang secretary, you have to protect your people as well. You don't allow people like Rafi Tulfo, no, to treat them like that. I don't know what you wanna call it, no, pero simple lang naman yung para sa akin. Kitang-kita mo na he was bullying yung only because nandoon sa Senate yung tao. Diba? I wanna call on PBBM na gawan niya ng action itong ginawa ni Rafi Tulfo sa mga tao niya. Diba? Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat sa panonood. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I-share niyo na rin. Kung kayo guys, tatanungin ko, tama pa ba na tumawag tayo ng mga tao sa iba't ibang bansa just to be trained when in fact the institution itself is nandito sa Pilipinas? Everything is here. About the rice, how to cultivate it, everything about it nandyan sa IRI.